So we're going to be making this Tesco lemon drizzle cake, and it's a kit which you just need to add eggs, oil and water. So the reason why we're doing a review on this lemon drizzle cake is because we've been doing quite a lot of cakes and kits recently from Tesco's. So we thought this time we'd film us doing this lemon cake and we'll give you our review on it and how it tastes. So we've measured out the vegetable oil. We have the spoon to measure out the water, and then we have 2 eggs. You have the icing mix that comes in the packet, which you add after the cake is cooked, and here is the mixture for the actual cake itself. So we're going to add the cake mix to the bowl. So you can see now, once we've added the cake mix to the bowl, it wants us to add the eggs, oil and water, and then we mix for 2 minutes until smooth. And that is all you need to do. And then you pour it into your cake pan. 80 millilitres of vegetable oil.
That looks good already.
Next we add the 4 tablespoons of cold water. And spoon number 4.
Now we're going to put the eggs in.
Now we're going to add the eggs. 1.
Now I'm going to cut the second.
And egg number 2. Okay, so now we're going to turn on the blender or the mixer and we're going to give it a mix for 2 minutes. We've got it on a low setting at the moment, just in case it goes everywhere.
Like last time.
Like last time. We're making lots of cakes. Okay, so we're going to turn it on.
It is ready.
So now you can see most of it's blended. So we've been doing that for about a minute. So we're just going to continue for another minute.
Now it's
okay, so we've got our bread pan here, and this is a £2 loaf tin. And we're going to pour the mixture in. So go on then.
Oh my goodness, come fast.
That's it.
I'm going to go and get a spoon to get the rest of it.
Okay, so we're going to scrape up the rest of the mix. So all the mixture's in the pan now, and it does recommend to grease and line your cake tin. So when this is cooked, I use these extra flaps to actually lift out the cake when it's ready to come out. But because this is a lemon cake, we need to let the cake sit in this cake pan after it's finished cooking. So it needs to go into an oven at 180 degrees or a fan oven at 160 degrees Celsius or gas mark 4. My oven doesn't cook very well, so I up the gas mark to gas mark 5. So just adapt it to your oven. So we're going to put it into the oven now. So here's a look at the ingredients that are contained in the product, in case you have any allergies. So it's risen really well, and you can see how high up it's come to the level of the pot. So let's stick a skewer in, and you can probably hear it's bubbling. It looks quite moist here, so I'm not too sure. I think it might need a little bit longer. So we'll just pop it all the way down to the bottom. Just touching the bottom there. Take it out. So you can see there's still some cake mixture there. So that's going to need a bit longer in the oven. And then we'll come back and check it again. So it's been about another 10 minutes, so we're going to get the cake out and put the skewer into it to see if it's cooked now. So you can see where I did the first 2 holes, so I'll move it across a bit this time. Right to the bottom. So you can see that has come out perfectly clean, which means the cake is cooked. So that took an extra 10 minutes on top of the time it's stated on the packaging. So about 50 to 55 minutes total cooking time. So if we press down on the cake now, you can see it's bouncing back. So as long as it bounced back, then it's fine. If you press it and it stays pressed in, then you know it needs longer cooking time. So I think the cake has risen rather well, considering it's a packet mix cake. So we're going to leave this to cool completely, and then we shall lift it out with the flaps and transfer it onto a rack or a plate, and then we will put the icing on. So join me a bit later for the icing. So the cake's cooled down, so we're going to take it out of its cake pan now. So it's just a matter of holding on to the sides, and then just, you see it just comes out really easily. And then we just pop it onto a plate. And then we take the edging off. I'll just cut the corner there. Should have gone a bit more careful, but there you go. There's the cake. So now we're going to prick the holes into the cake, ready to pour on the icing. So just go across the whole cake and pierce some holes with a fork, a skewer, so the drizzle can go into the cake. Now I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of boiling water into the icing mix, and then mix up to a consistency, and then we just pour it all the way on the top of the cake. It's going to be quite a runny mix, because obviously it needs to be of a pouring consistency to run into the holes in the cake. Lemon cakes are one of my favourite cakes, so for me personally, I'd need at least maybe 3 times the amount of icing here if I was baking it myself. Okay, so that's ready now, and we're going to pour it onto the cake. So this is why I tend to use a lot more than what you get in these packet mixes, because it does tend to pour down the sides before it really gets a chance to penetrate those holes that we've made. Okay, and that's it, and all you have to do is wait for it to dry, and it's ready to eat. So when it's ready to eat, I will slice up the cake and we'll take a look at the texture, and then we'll taste test it to do our final review on this lemon drizzle cake kit from Tesco's. So it's time for the taste test.
Yum. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
A 10 out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll try the next piece. It's very spongy and light and airy. So we didn't wait entirely for the icing to set because we wanted to taste the cake sooner. So it tastes delicious, definitely taste of lemon, and the icing is a nice flavour, and the sponge is very soft and airy, and it doesn't go lumpy or gloopy in your mouth. It's very light. So I would give this a 10 out of 10. I'd say this was one of those cakes where if you baked it out of the packet and you told someone you'd made it yourself, they'd probably believe you. Thank you for watching. Bye.